Right. Okay. So let me record from my side and let me share the screen. Right. Okay. So in case if you don't understand anything till now, so the simple logic is if you got a request to take the full backup, then try to take the copy only full backup only. Okay. So don't take the full backup. As discussed, there is no difference between full backup and copy only full backup. Copy only full backup won't touch the DCM pages. Okay. Whereas full backup will reset the DCM pages. What is the query to take the copy only full backup? Okay. Backup database employee to disk is equal to same full backup command only. Okay, employee underscore cp only backup. Okay, underscore date is 03/07/2021.dak. Okay, so here what you have to do is, okay, with copy underscore only, right? So this is the query for copy only full backup. Normally till here, okay, this is the full backup query. You have to add one parameter with copy only, so we'll take the copy only full backup. This is how we are going to generate a copy only full backup using query, right? Fine. So we'll discuss, okay, tail log backup, how to take the tail log backup. GUI, there is no option. Okay, GUI wise you cannot take the tail log backup. Okay, right. So we have only query for taking the tail log backup, the same like log backup command only. Okay, so what you have to do is, okay, with rollback immediately, you have to add with rollback immediately. Okay. What is this with rollback immediately, right? Okay, so by using this, okay, let me change the file name. What is the, let me keep it as a date is same 855, right? Let me change it to 850 with no truncate, not rollback immediately. Okay, with no underscore truncate. Okay, so this is the query for taking the tail log backup. Okay, so the same log backup query, backup log database name to disk is equal to file name .trn, and at the end you have to add with no truncate. Okay, it is not going to truncate the log file. So once you run this one, you can easily take the backup of tail log. Okay, tail log backup. What, when you have to perform this tail log backup, if the database is corrupted and all, in such situations, usually first we'll take the tail log backup. Okay, then we are going to take the, okay, then we are going to start the restoration plan. Okay, so this is how we are going to use the backups. We have one more backup, that is split backup or striped backups. Okay, so in case, so there is a scenario like this. Okay, in what case we are going to deal with this striped backups or split backups? Okay, imagine my database size is, okay, 1 TB. My database size is 1 terabyte. Imagine my database size is 1 terabyte. Okay, so you're taking the backup on 1 TB database. Okay, imagine you're taking the backup on one. Imagine how much it will come around. It will be, what is the backup file size? 100 to 150 GB or 200 GB it will come. Okay, the backup file size for 1 TB database will be around 150 to 200 GB. Okay, right. Now you don't have space of 200 GB in a single drive. In a single drive, you don't have free space. Okay, you cannot accommodate 200 GB in a single drive. You want to take backup, but there is no free space in a single drive. 200 GB free space is not there in a single drive. So how can you achieve it? You can achieve it using the split backups. Means you can take the backup to different locations. Only one backup can be taken to different locations. It is going to be split. Okay, say for example 150 GB or 200 GB backup is there. Imagine 200 GB backup is there. You can mention how many splits you want: 3 splits, 4 splits, 5 splits, 2 splits. 2 splits means 200 GB to 100 GB, 100 GB backup will be generated. Okay, 4 splits means 50 GB, 50 GB, 50 GB. Four backups with 50 GB each will be generated. 8 splits means 8 backups with 25 GB each backup file will be generated. In such case, in case one thing is backup will be somewhat weak if you go with the split backups. Okay, if you are taking backups for small databases, nothing, it will be completed quickly. But imagine if you are taking backups for big databases, usually some organization, not all organizations, some organization will prefer split backups or striped backups. Okay, so what happened is striped backups, the first advantage is storage purpose, storage maintenance, so that you can store different files in different drives, one thing. And it will be somewhat okay, performance wise split backups are somewhat good when compared to other a single file backup. Okay, and again, say for example you took the split of 4 backups. Okay, for one backup you just split it as 4 full backups. Okay, then even though if one piece is missed, you cannot restore the database. All 4 backups should be there to restore the database. If you just split it for 8 backups, if one backup is missed or deleted or corrupted, you cannot make use of other backups as well. It's just simply a piece of backup. As you cannot store the whole 200 GB backup in a single drive, you can store in 4 drives. Okay, 50 GB each drive. So if one drive is corrupted, or else like if one piece is deleted, okay, you cannot make use of other backups also. It's not like, sir, 25% backup is deleted, sir, corrupted, sir, I can make use of 75%, sir, I'll restore till 75%. No, it won't work. Even though if one stripe is missed, you cannot restore the database, you are going to get the error. Okay, so what is the query for the split backups? Same query. Okay, it's not a big query, very simple query. Let me get back the query for you. Backup database name to disk is equal to 2 disk is equal, like how many disks you want, you have to simply mention the okay query 2 disk is equal to 2 disk is equal to, that's it. Where is the material? Okay, so backup and recovery, I am going to send you this document to all of you today or tomorrow. Okay, backups and recovery, restore, okay, will be covered in this document. Backup recovery document, I'll send it to you. And automation, after this backup recovery we'll discuss automation concept. Okay, automation also we are going to cover. That topic also I'm going to send you. Okay, why the document is not opening? Yeah, okay, so this is our backup recovery. And let me go down. Striped backup, okay, this is the query. Okay, backup, there is no GA option for striped backup. Striped backup, you have to go with query only. Okay, backup database name to disk is equal to file name dot bak, and to disk is equal to file name dot bak. See, for example, for employee database, in case I want to okay generate a striped backup or split backup, you can generate like this. Okay, backup database employee, just change the database name. Okay, disk is equal to E drive. So while restoring, 2 parts should be there. It's not like with 1 part I can restore. It's not possible. Okay, you have to mention 2 parts. You have to give the 2 parts, even though you are taking backups for 4 parts. 4 parts should be there, or 8 parts. 8 parts should be there while restoring. So here I don't have multiple drives, right? So what I can do, I'll create multiple folders. Okay, I'll create 2 folders. Employee emp underscore bkp part 1. Okay, and let me copy this, control C. Let me open new folder, control V. And 2 folders I have created, right? So let me give the path. First part, I'll give it to this path. Okay, right, backslash emp employee, okay, underscore full bkp underscore part 1. Okay, and this is my same path will be changed. Okay, control C, and here what I can do is control V underscore part 2. Okay, C drive, this is the second folder, right? Another folder. Okay, so like this, in case you want to go for part 3, part 4, you can go for it. Okay, so now see here. Okay, I don't have any files right here in the part 1 folder, and if you go to the part 2 folder also, you don't see any files, right? Now if you see here, if you run this query, okay, see here, earlier if you remember or not, employee database backup size is around 400 change kb, right? If you see here, okay, this is around, the first part is around 259 kb, and if you see here, the second part is around 213 kb. The first part is slightly bigger than the other parts, okay. So again, now if I want to restore, I have to provide these two files, part 1 and part 2. If part 1 is missed or part 2 is missed, I cannot restore the database. Okay, as the database is small, might be you don't see any difference, but if the database is big, it will give you, okay, like some difference between a single full backup and a parts of full backup. Okay, clear? Any doubts? There is no GUI option for that. You have to use this query, same backup query only, backup database name. Usually for one file you will give to disk is equal to file name dot bak. For striped backups, you have to mention comma how many parts you want. Disk is equal to, you have to mention another path. In case you want to take to another drive, simply you have to change the drive letter and make sure the folders are created in that particular drive. Okay, in case you want to change it to, you want to take the backup to E drive, you have to simply change the path to E drive. That's it. Clear? Any doubts here, please? Everyone, this is all about striped backups. Okay, so that's it.
Sir,
About, yes, yes.
we should allocate the space on drives particularly, or it will allocate automatically.
Allocate means what?
Um, if there is backup file of 50 GB,
Hmm.
we have space on 10 GB in one drive and 40 GB in another drive.
Hmm. That won't possible in
Uh,
that case. Okay. So
okay,
in such case, you are having 10 GB in one drive and 40 GB in another drive. You cannot allocate 10 GB here, 40 GB there.
okay,
Okay. So in such case, either go for, at least you just ask Windows team to expand that 10 GB drive to at least 30 GB or 50 GB drive.
okay,
Okay. That is one way. Or else ask Windows team to add two more drives, separate drives. So instead of adding two more drives, they will extend your drive for 50 GB, right? That is simple.
yeah,
Okay. So
okay,
mostly if you are going for two parts, half of GB will come. Okay. 150 GB means 25 GB, 25 GB will come. So make sure at least 25 GB free space is there in the first part drive. Imagine D drive.
okay.
If there is no free space, that much free space, ask Windows team to extend. They are going to extend. Okay, but it's not like I have only 10 GB in one drive, 40 GB in another drive. Can we accommodate 50 GB file? Okay, with our own size, it's not possible to accommodate like that.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions? No questions? Right. Okay. So this is all about backups. Okay. We have other backups as well. Again, go to this document. Okay. I'm going to send this document. Okay. We have mirror backup. What is the mirror backup and all you can see here. Copy only backup we have discussed. Right. And we have partial backup, partial differential backup. Okay. So these are the commands. Only commands are there. You have to simply understand and you have to run the commands. That's it. Nothing is there. Okay. And of course, we are not going to use those other backups as well. If you still interested to learn, very simple. Okay, you can easily understand very like a single line definition only. So nothing to worry here. Where is the document? Yeah, nothing to worry. Tail log backup and mirror backup. You can see here. Okay. So definition, and you can see the query also for each and every backup. Okay, if you want, you can try it. Right. Let's start the recovery. Okay. So what is this recovery? Types of recovery, recovery models. Okay, we are going to discuss these things. Okay, right. Let me explain. Okay, clearly. Okay, we have three terminologies. Where is the notepad? Okay, let me open this. Okay, we have three terminologies in the recovery. Recovery models, recovery types, types of recovery. Don't confuse here. Okay. recovery types I'll explain later. Let me start with the types of recovery. Okay, so whenever there are two types of recovery, one is restart recovery. Okay, restart recovery and restore recovery. One is restart recovery and restore recovery. Okay, Guru, if server is down for 1 hour, then the data, what is like is there any continuation for the question?
No, no, sir. If the server is down,
Hmm.
the time to high availability no,
Hmm.
to take. So the data will miss
Data will be
downtime and miss for downtime and if come to online in the period between the period, the data will what happened to the data?
nothing happened to the data. Why? Because if the database is down or server is down, if it is a standalone instance, okay, the application won't pump the data to the database. Okay, when the application will send the data to the database, if the database is online or server is online, okay, if everything looks good, then only application will send the data to the database, right? In this right, okay, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay,
no, I
so
can.
Yeah, just
yeah,
now.
yeah. So some problem is there from my side. Okay, so in this case, if the database is down, okay, application won't send data to the database. So usually we'll get alerts like the database is down and all. We have to start looking into it. Okay, there is other scenario that is high availability. Okay, so usually if for small applications, if the database is down or server is down for 1 hour also, not an issue. There are some critical applications. Imagine your WhatsApp is down for 1 hour. Imagine the Flipkart is down or Amazon is down for 1 hour. IRCTC is down for 1 hour. Net banking is down for 1 hour. It's not good, right? So for critical applications, we'll follow high availability. Okay, options like we have different kind of HADR, high availability disaster recovery options like log shipping, mirroring, replication, clustering, always on. You can choose any of the option based upon your requirement and based upon your priority, so that it will work in a different way. In case if your server is down for 1 hour, we'll have secondary server to take care of the data. Okay,
Sir,
fine.
one more, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, one.
Yeah, no problem.
In the ఇప్పుడు ఇది చేసేటప్పుడు లాక్ ఫైల్స్ ఏమి డిస్టర్బ్ కావా?
Means
అంటే
like,
చైన్ లాగా ఉంటాయి కదా లాక్ ఫైల్స్ అన్ని.
means what?
అంటే ఇప్పుడు
What
సర్వర్
exactly?
పోయింటే ఇప్పుడు
Okay.
ఒక లాక్ ఇంకో
No. See here,
లాక్ ఫైల్
if
కి ఇంకో
log
లాక్
file,
ఫైల్ కి
no,
చైన్ గా
not,
ఉంటుంది కదా.
nothing will happen. Okay, nothing will happen. Not log file again. Not log file. Log backup. Log backups are different. Log
ఓకే
files are different. Okay, don't treat log. No log
ఓకే
file
లాక్
will depends on other log file. Okay, log backups, nothing will happen. Your log backups job will be stopped, right? Or else it won't. See, every 15 minutes we are going to take the log backup. Means don't think like every 15 minutes I'll log into the server, I'll run that log backup query. Who will do? I am managing 50,000 databases. Is it possible to log in, or else is it possible to take the log backups of 50,000 databases manually? No, right? So in case if that is the situation, we are going to automate the things. Automatically every 15 minutes log backup job will run. It will take the log backups. If your server is down, the job also will be down. If your database is down, the job will be failed. Okay, once the database is online, once the server is online, if you start the job again, it will work fine. See, the problem here is if you generate the log backup, if it was deleted, then that is the problem. If you don't generate the log backup, there is no LSN will be generated, so there is no log backup missing will come, will error will come. Got it? If the log backups are generated, then only LSN numbers come. If the server is down or if the database is down, log backup won't take the log backups at all. Okay, there is no question of generating LSN numbers here. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in case if your database or server is down, it won't take the log backups. So if it won't take the log backups, LSN mismatch will not come. Okay, right. Any other questions? Any other questions, please? Right. Okay, so we have types of recovery: restart recovery and restore recovery. What is this restart recovery, restore recovery? So recovery means how the database is recovering. Okay, so for example, you just restarted your SQL server. You just restarted your SQL server. So once you restarted your SQL server, SQL Server database engine will check each and every database is in good state or not. It is in healthy state or not. It's the responsibility of the database engine. Okay, SQL Server database engine will check each and every database whether the database is healthy or not. When in two times. One is whenever you restart the SQL Server, that is restart recovery, and the second time is okay whenever you put the database offline and online. In such case also, while bringing the database online, again database engine will check whether the database is healthy or not. Means simply, okay, restart recovery, restore recovery means here, if you see here, okay, every time an instance is restarted or started, the consistency of all the databases including system databases is checked. This process is an internal operation and initiated just to keep the entire instance clean with integrity. Okay, what it means, what is restart recovery? Whenever you restart your SQL server, SQL Server database engine will check each and every database is healthy or not. If it is not healthy, it will try to repair from its side. SQL Server database engine will try to repair. How it is going to repair? Okay, it will run dbcc check db on each database automatically. This is an automatic operation. Nothing to do from your side, guys. Whenever you restart the SQL Server will run dbcc check db on each and every database to make sure the database is healthy, so that the server will be healthy. Okay, so in two times restart recovery will happen. One is when you restart the SQL server, restart or start the SQL server. Second one is, you know, right, how to bring the database offline and online. Okay, so right click on the database and you can bring the database online or offline. Take offline, bring online. So what happened is, so here, okay, in case if you just restore the database, okay, okay, let me connect to the server directly. Right, say for example, if you bring this database offline, okay, tasks take offline, it won't take offline. Why? Because employees, okay, it will be offline. Okay, drop all active connections. Okay, so if you just click OK, here the database will be offline. Okay, right, again while bringing the database online, okay, tasks bring online. Okay, you can see here bring online option. Right, bring online. Okay, right, so what it happened exactly, if you see the error log, okay, go down, go to management, okay, go to SQL Server logs, go to current error log, see here what happened here, just check it. Okay, so this is my error log, let me maximize. Okay, so here, okay, starting database option offline to on employee database, setting up online, starting up employee database. So what happened, you know, right, in the middle of these three steps, okay, so it will check the integrity of the employee database while bringing back the employee database to online. Why? Because SQL Server, it's natural behavior of the SQL Server. Make sure SQL Server will check the integrity and it will check the health of each database, whether the database is healthy or not. Okay, if you see here, if you go down, okay, if you go down, automatically SQL Server will run DBCC CheckDB. Whenever you restart the SQL Server, DBCC CheckDB will run on each database. Okay, sometimes it is not logged here, but usually what happened is DBCC CheckDB will run on each database, so that okay, it will check the integrity of the databases. So this is called restart recovery. Means simply restart recovery means whenever you restart or start the SQL Server, okay, or databases, okay, so SQL Server will check whether the all databases are healthy or not. Okay, so this is called restart recovery. And in another scenario also, SQL Server will check the database integrity. That is when you bring the database offline, and when you just take the database offline and bring the database online. Means if you keep database online, offline also, it will treat it as a database level restart. Okay, so in such case also SQL Server database engine will go for the restart recovery. Restore recovery. Okay, we have one more option called restore recovery. When this restore recovery will happen, restore recovery, whenever you restore the database, okay, in such case also, once the restoration is completed, right? So here we have discussed, right, one full backup, one differential backup, all the log backups you have to restore, right? Once you restore the full and differential and all the pending log backups, once the database is coming online, in such situation also SQL Server database engine will try to check the healthy of the health state of that particular database. That is called restore recovery. Okay, so restart recovery will happen automatically. It will happen when you restart the SQL Server, or when you just bring back the database online. In that case, restart recovery will happen. When you restore the database, restore recovery will happen. Both are same, the aim is same. Database engine makes sure the database is healthy, so that the server will be healthy. It will be automatically done, nothing from the DBA end. We don't do anything. Automatically SQL Server database engine only will take care of it. Both restart recovery, restore recovery. That's it about the types of recovery. Okay, let me start with the recovery models. Small logic is there in the recovery models. I'll start today, tomorrow I'll continue. Okay, so recovery models. Recovery model means controlling the behavior of the log file. Controlling the behavior of the log file is called, okay, recovery model. Now tell me, what is the behavior of the natural behavior of the log file? What log file will do?
Store the temp files.
Not temp file, store the files temporarily.
Like, yeah, the file which are not committed.
Yes, very good. Okay, which are committed and uncommitted, till the data is going to be moved to the data file, it will store it in the log file temporarily, right? That is the actual behavior of the log file, right? You can change this behavior using recovery models. Using recovery models, you can change this behavior. Okay, we have three types of recovery models: full recovery model, differential, what is that, bulk logged recovery model. Okay, and we have one more recovery model is simple recovery model. Okay, we have full, bulk logged, and simple recovery model. So if you keep your databases in full recovery model, the database log file, again log file only, not database, the log file will behave differently. If you keep your database recovery model in bulk logged, the log file will behave differently. If you keep your database in simple recovery model, the log file will behave differently. So generally, earlier we discussed the architecture of the log file. Log file will try to store each and every transaction with a complete 108 details. For each transaction, it will track 108 attributes for each transaction. That's why usually log file will be huge while inserting the transactions or while doing any kind of work on the database. Okay, so why? Because for every transaction it will store 108 attributes, like when it came, at what time it came, what is the command, and what attributes it will execute, what is the LSN number, what is the date stamp, what is the time stamp, what is the previous LSN, what is the current LSN. Okay, everything it will store, almost all 108 attributes it will store for each transaction. Why it will store? For redo and undo purpose. In case if transaction is uncommitted, it will undo. If transaction is committed, it will redo. Okay, in case of any power loss, or else in case of any disaster, Okay, for doing redo and undo purpose, it will store the transaction so that it can again run the same transaction on the same database, or else it can run the rollback of the transaction. So for this purpose, it is going to store the transactions temporarily until the data is committed on the data file. Once the data is committed, it will remove the transactions from the log file. Why? Because once the transaction is committed, okay, it don't need in the log file, right? This is the actual behavior. By default, the database will be in full recovery model once you create any database. What it means, it will knowingly or unknowingly, it will track all the 108 attributes of each transaction. This is the actual behavior. You can control this behavior. Hey, don't track all the 108 attributes. Okay, track only this many attributes, track only this many attributes, don't track any attributes, or else track the attributes, okay, truncate from your side. Okay, so like this, we can change the behavior of the log file. In the full recovery model, as discussed, it will track all the 108 attributes completely, and the database won't be truncated. The log file won't be truncated automatically in the full recovery model. If the log file won't be truncated automatically, okay, remember, you can take the log backups. If you can take the log backups, you can achieve the point in time recovery. What is meant by point in time recovery? Recovering the database till the point before its corruption, right? So how can we achieve it? How can we achieve it?
While log tails,
Yes,
log tail files.
yes. Okay, so using your full backup, your differential backup and log backups and tail log backups, you can achieve using, okay, these backups, you can achieve the point in time recovery. Okay, but when all these backups are possible, when full differential log tail log backups, when these backups are possible, when your database is in full recovery model, then only you can take all these backups. Where I can see the recovery model, I'm discussing recovery model, where it is. Okay, if you go to any database properties and if you go to options, there you can see the recovery models. Okay, go to properties and go to the options. There you can see the recovery model. Okay, where is that? Yes, full. Okay, you can see full, bulk logged and simple recovery model. Okay, if your database is in full recovery model, okay, it will help us to track each and every transaction in the log file. Okay, and the log file won't be truncated automatically, so that if the log file won't truncated automatically, log backups are possible, tail log backups are possible. So that's why if your database is in full recovery model, point in time recovery is possible.
Sir, I have a doubt. What is truncate? Sir, truncate.
Truncate means it is going to delete. Truncate means it's a delete operation, completely
Okay.
clearing the things, vanishing the things. Okay, okay, truncate means deleting the things, that's it. Is it clear? Full recovery model is clear. Recovery model, basically it's the controlling behavior of a log file is called recovery model. We have three types of recovery model: full, bulk logged and simple recovery model. In the full recovery model, it will track each and every transaction, and the log file won't gets truncated, log file won't truncated automatically in the full recovery model. So log backups are possible and tail log backups are possible. So with the help of log backups and tail log backups, we can achieve point in time recovery in the full recovery model. Okay, so that is all about full recovery model. In the next class, we'll discuss bulk logged and simple recovery model, tomorrow's class. Okay, so any questions, any doubts? Again, today's topic is little bit confusion will be there. Okay, again, go through the recordings. Today or tomorrow, I'll upload the videos in the YouTube. Okay, so you can go through it again. Don't wait for my videos. I'm giving recording permissions for all of you. Right? So any questions, any doubts? So in tomorrow's class, we'll discuss, okay, other recovery models, and then we'll start the restore process, how to restore a database. Okay, then what we are going to do is, tomorrow if we complete the restores, next weekend we are going to start the automation, automating the things, how to automate the backups, okay, how to automate the restores, okay, we are going to automate the things, and creating alerts if something is not working properly, if you got some error, if something is down, I want to get an email alert, how to do that, okay, to my email, that we are going to discuss in the next weekend probably. Then from the next weekend onwards, we are going to start upgradation migration, okay, upgradation and migration. By 16th onwards, we are going to start upgradation, migration, and Active Directory setup. Then 23rd, 24, we are going to discuss log shipping, mirroring, replication. Okay, 31, 30, 31, clustering, Windows clustering, SQL clustering. Then July, right? August 6th, 7th, and 8th, we are going to close the course. Okay, always on performance tuning by August 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay, that's our plan. Any questions, any doubts? If no doubts, that's it for today. Okay, I'm going to close the session. Okay, thank you all. Tomorrow at 7:30. Okay. Yes, SMTP mail configurations, Srikanth. Okay, that's fine. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye, sir.